Welcome to Newspaper Review here with me, Fat Sise on Active TV. On today's headline, government to pay over 32 million reparations to families of West African migrants. Gorgimbub to be prosecuted. Government rejects ban mercenary tag on foreign judges. Urge 22 to be renamed Never Again. In international news, CDC identifies 9 monkeypox cases in 7 states. These are our headlines. When we return the news in details. Welcome back. Another news in details. Government to pay over 32 reparations to families of West African migrants. Fatou Cisse reports.
The Gambia government has accepted TRRC's recommendation for it to pay $32,400 to the families of West African migrants killed in the country in 2005 on July 22nd. Gambia security forces arrested the migrants who were bound for Europe. And according to testimonies at the TRRC hearings, almost all these migrants, including about 44 Ghanaians, 9 Nigerians, 2 Congolese, and nationals of Cote d'Ivoire and Senegal, plus 1 Gambian, were killed by the junglers. The TRRC said the reparations payments to these victims are to be paid through their respective governments as soon as possible. This amount, the Commission said, is not reflected in the outstanding payment outlined in the TRRC report. The government accepted the recommendation of the Commission and will work with their survivors and governments through the independent reparations body to be created, the government said in its white paper prosecution. The government also agreed to prosecute Gambia and his enablers and accomplices for their roles in the unlawful killings of the migrants and the cover-up of these killings. These enablers and accomplices include Gambia himself, Usman Sonko, Solo Bojang, Malik Jata Sanamanjang, Kausu Kamara, Tumbul Tamba, Bailo Nuha Baji, Landing Tamba, Aliu Jeng, Omar A. Jallo, Babukar Jallo, and Lamin Silla. Reporting for Active TV News, I am Fat Sisse.
Government rejects ban mercenary tag on foreign judges. Loli Sow reports.
The Gambia government has rejected the TRRC recommendations to ban foreign judges in terms of mercenary for alleged role in abetting former dictator Yahya Jammeh's reign. The Truth Commission has recommended they be banned from holding office in the Gambia for 5 years. But in its white paper released yesterday, government said the recommendation to ban Justice Ajim, Flag Bena Wowo, Paul, Nick, Apala Amadi, Abeke, Kayode, and Alec Bay, as they were then known, and all judges who fall under the realms of mercenary judges is rejected. The characterization of foreign judges as mercenary judges is unfair, especially without giving them an opportunity to be heard regarding the allegations made against them. In line with the rules of natural justice, the government is mindful of the need to maintain existing coordinated bilateral relations it has with sister countries, some of which have provided and continue to provide the Gambia with needed technical assistance in critical sectors such as education, health, the white paper stated. For Active TV News, I am Loli Sow.
Urge 22 to be renamed Never Again. Loli Sow reports.
The government of the Gambia will remain Arch 22 in Banjul to Never Again Memorial Arch in honor of the former president's victims of human rights violations. This was part of the recommendations submitted to the President and Attorney General by the TRRC. The recommendations was considered and was part of the 263 approved by the government in white paper published on Wednesday, 25th of May 2022. Speaking at the official launching of the white paper on the report of the TRRC, the Attorney General and Minister of Justice Daouda Jallow said the government will remain at 22 to Never Again in memory of victims of Yahya Jammeh and renovate it and erect a wall with the names of Yahya Jammeh's victims. The government recognizes the importance of memorization as a way of acknowledging and remembering all victims of human rights violations. The government will consult with victims and victim-led organizations on the development and implementation of comprehensive national memorization framework that presents all victims groups, the white paper added. For Active TV News, I am Loli Sow.
Gorgembub to be prosecuted. Loli Sow reports.
The government has accepted the TRRC recommendation to prosecute the commander of anti-crime unit, Gorgembub, for assaulting and injuring Usman Sabali during April 10 and 11 student demonstration in 2000. The government has agreed to ban him from holding public office for 5 years. The government accepts the TRRC recommendation to subject all those who were with Gorgembub at St. Augustine's High School, including Mamadou Lamin Fati, Abdoulaye Ba, Modou Cham, and Mamadou Gajaga, to eternal disciplinary mechanism if they are still occupying public office, and ban Babukar Sow and Mamadou Cissé from holding public office for a period of 5 years, it said. The government has also accepted the Commission's recommendation to pronounce April 10 and 11 as school holidays. According to the Commission, J. Sow, the commanding officer at Banjul Police Station, unlawfully authorized supply of firearms and live ammunition to police officers including Gorgembub, Yorambalo, and Usman Cham. It added that officers Gorgembub, Inspector Dabo, Mamadou Lamin Fati, Abdoulaye Ba, Modou Cham, and Modou Gajaga unlawfully entered St. Augustine's High School in Banjul and fired a tear gas canister into a classroom full of students. Following their unlawful entry into the school and a total disregard of human life, Gorgembub assaulted Usman Sabali, a teacher, striking him with his baton and both of his guns, causing him serious injury. Gorgembub and his fellow officers unlawfully shot into a building at St. Augustine High School, resulting in unlawful damage and injury to 3 students, the TRRC said. Meanwhile, the government also accepted the Commission's recommendation to ban Esa Baji and Omar Jao from serving in the security services in holding any public office in civil service or government in general. For Active TV News, I am Loli Sow.
Welcome back. Now in international news. CDC identifies 9 monkeypox cases in 7 states. Fatou Cissé reports.
The U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention is investigating more cases of monkeypox across the United States as part of a global outbreak. The CDC has identified 9 monkeypox cases in 7 states of Wednesday, Dr. Churchill said Thursday. Cases have been identified in Massachusetts, Florida, Utah, Washington, California, Virginia, and New York. Most of the cases are within gay and bisexual male and other men who have sex with men, she said. Virginia announced Thursday that the case in its state is a woman. Doctor called for an approach guided by science, not by stigma. This is a community that has the strength and has demonstrated the ability to address challenges to their health by focusing on compassion and science, she said in an apparent reference to the AIDS epidemic. While some groups may have a greater chance of exposure right now, infectious diseases do not care about state or international borders. They are not contained within social networks, and the risk of exposure is not limited to any one particular group, she warned. Doctor implored Americans to approach this outbreak without stigma and without discrimination. We should not be surprised to see more cases. The CDC is working to learn more about the outbreak. Samples from the 9 identified cases were sent to the agency for additional confirmatory testing and genomic investigation. Doctor noted, and there are efforts to learn how each person contracted the virus. Some of the 9 cases have a recent history of international travel to areas with active monkeypox outbreaks, she said, but others do not. Officials expect more cases to be diagnosed as the CDC has urged doctors and Americans to be on the lookout for symptoms. We should not be surprised to see more cases reported in the US in the upcoming days. It's actually a sign that Americans are remaining vigilant and healthcare providers and public health workers are doing their job, said Dr. Raj Pakjobi, White House Senior Director of Health Security and Biodefense. Reporting for Active TV News, I am Fat Sise.
This is all we have for you on Newspaper Review tonight. Thank you for watching. Have a great weekend.